G'day punters and welcome to another edition of Group 1 Guns. Look, last week wasn't great, but that's the beauty of punting. There's always next week. I'm Brian Fletcher and with me is Adam from the Race Club. Adam, again, looking very dapper.
Dapper today.
You are very dapper.
Yeah, I might have to do something with the hair, I think.
Do not touch the hair.
It's uncontrollable.
Punters out there, they are frothing on that hair.
Yeah, well, I'll see what happens.
You diet?
Lemon juice. I told you that last season.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's still there, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, there you go. Just hints and pulling back the curtain here.
Hints.
All right, let's get into this. The Memsies over 1,400 metres. Another $1 million up for prize money. Geez, it's a fair lineup. Kicking off the Group 1s for Victoria. Western Empire is the favourite. Alligator Blood now gets his chance. There was a little bit of that controversy, but he's now gone over to Jerry Harvey. Jerry Harvey is the new owner. Well done, Jerry. Hopefully you can get some of that prize money because you sort of need it. And then let's have a look at the new kid on the block, Illation. 3 from 3, but albeit in weaker class. And the market actually has him in front of his stablemate, the superstar, I'm Thunderstruck. But this is the beauty of Unibet. We can go straight to the source. And out there is our man, Mick Price. Well, Mick, first of all, we need help splitting these superstar horses of yours. Which way are you leaning and which is the best way to bet?
Well, track's heavy 8 at the moment and we are Thursday lunchtime. So if the track was a 5, Thunderstruck is going to be in a more advantageous position with a great rider on, and he is working like he's going to have a good turn of foot. I would say Thunderstruck's in a better position in the race, the way it's going to be run, than Illation. Illation, if it gets posted like any horse in a good race, probably can't run in the first 3. So Illation needs a lot of joy for him to get in. If it does pour rain, I would have to change and say Ilation's a good wet tracker and the race may totally change complexion. But hedge your bet on the track. The better the track, the better I'm Thunderstruck's chances, and the worse the track, the better Ilation's chances.
Mick, interested to hear your thoughts on how forward Thunder is compared to last prep when first up in the All.
And last prep, we were carrying that bit of blubber that the horse was carrying. I had to sort of fit him into a bit of a program, so we were chasing a little bit. Mind you, I didn't have an excuse in the All-Star Mile or the Doncaster as such, fitness-wise, but he's definitely fitter and you can see it in him, like he's bright and sparky and he's not worried about being a little bit overweight. He's definitely more forward.
And Mick, finally, Illation, drawn pretty badly. What is the plan there to settle back and hopefully steam over the top?
That is the burning question. I've thought about it 50 times since yesterday. You know what? If you had a direct line to God and said 5 horses go forward from those inside gates, there's 4 or 5 that'll balance up with their first up runs, and there'll be a spot in if you nurse your horse up the hill, get round the corner and poke in behind I'm Thunderstruck midfield. That would be ideal. It doesn't happen much. So I'm going to say to Jamie Carr, look, if you're in doubt, you're going to have to come back because he's sort of first up, even though we've got to carry on from the Adelaide Carnival. And you just can't be push on these horses that wait for age and expect them to finish off and savage the line. So midfield to rear is what I'm thinking, but shit gate.
Well, Mick, thank you very much. Now, Adam, after listening to Mick, has he changed your mind on who you were going to put your $100 on?
Well, I'm not going to be with any of Mick's horses, but out of his 2, I'd be leaning I'm Thunder. I think it'll be forward enough. It's had a bit more leading work than last prep. And does fire first up. It's probably the little bit with the going, like what they get to. But if they get on firmer footing, which I think we talked about off air, that it's heavy 8 now. I think we'll probably get down to a soft 6, maybe even a soft 5. So it's pretty competitive, and like it should be. And we mentioned last week that these horses, come back. They're classy horses, and they all try well. The lead-in work's good. So from a map perspective is where I'm leaning, because I have got another stat this week again.
Yes.
We've got In the last
Punters
20
again,
years,
frothing on your hair and your stats.
in the last 20 years, there's only been one winner outside double-figure barriers. So you've got to weight that pretty heavily. I mean, I wouldn't discount any of those classy runners that are going to flop back and run on, but it's a variable that we probably have to look at pretty closely. So the horse, I think, Tofano, the winner we talked about, with Cascadian first up as well, last was probably the better run. And then when they went out, they met again in the all-aged at the end of last prep, and Cascadian got the better. But Tofano was the run of that race, and 3 deep and boxed on really well, gave a good kick. But Tofano's done a little bit more lead-in work this time, so I think they were all coming here pretty forward. And of all of them, I think Tofano's just going to be up on the speed. There is a little bit of pressure because you've got Snap Dancer and Alligator Blade can press up there, and there's a few others that can probably go. So you're going to have to make a choice early. But Tofano, from a map perspective, and we talked about the barrier stat just before, I can't go away from it. These ones that are flopping back, you've got a strong, classy horse up top. It's a very good each way bet, I think. So I'm just going to go 50 each way on Tofano.
Okay, so we're putting a line through. If your stat is correct, Illation and the favourite, Western Empire. Ta-da.
Well, yeah, and I think they're the classy horse. And Illation obviously has got huge upside, and obviously Mick's got an opinion, but it's going to take some Jamie Carr magic from out there to slot in. It sounds like they're going to go forward and try and find a back. If you don't, and you're at the mercy of those in front who are having softer runs. So I think going with the class.
Well, I'm going $100 on the Godolphin Cascadian. Hopefully it can replicate what the Godolphin camp can replicate what it did last week in the Wing Stakes. So pretty good first up record. I'm going $100 on the Snot Cascadian. Agreed?
Very good trials. I would
Train
say.
with Enema.
Yeah, I would say out of all of if I had 3 runners, if I was going to play an exotic, Thunder, Cascadian, Tofano. Snap Dancer might be the first 4.
There you go, punters. You heard it straight from ads. Good luck, and hopefully we can see you next week with our pockets full of some folding. Take care.